Good morning and welcome to Angel's Haven. I see you out there. So I'm coming to you this morning very briefly to show you my latest improvement to my house. And you can see me. So good morning. So without further ado, I will reveal what we did. Ta-ta! And by we, of course, I mean the talented Derek Campbell. You can follow him and his wife Kelly at Tiny House Big Sky. I told Derek that I was tired of open shelving food storage and only having one thin shelf for dishes. So he built me this cabinet, and I'm going to pause and go forward and show it to you in a minute, but you can see how it improves my kitchen. So if you notice the shelves over there under Genevieve Casey's beautiful photograph of leaves on water, there are two shelves there. Previously, the bottom one, which was made by Sheldon Vogt, was on the wall where this cabinet now is. The top shelf was made by my dad when I was in high school, or right before I started college, I think. I used to have two of them. I don't know what happened to the second one, and Sheldon made the bottom one to coordinate. You can see it has scalloped edges just like the one my dad made. So previously the lower shelf was on the wall where the cabinet now is, and there was a bunch of clutter on the counter, and what is now the upper shelf was where the deeper shelf now is, and most of those dishes were on that narrow shelf, except for the big plates, which were on top of my refrigerator. So I asked Derek to make a cabinet for me, and that's what he did. I'm going to pause and walk over there and show it to you a little better. So there it is. He hasn't done the finish yet. There will be, some sort of clear coat. And he put these knobs on to sort of coordinate with the knobs that I have on the lower cabinet. Excuse me. And he put this trim on to sort of mimic the trim down there. The trim that you're currently seeing is wood from the Holmes house in Kansas City. I finally run out of that, so he used this to sort of mimic the effect of that, and when it's clear coated it will be darker, of course. And so what he was working with was the space basically under the loft overhang. So because it's under the loft overhang, we couldn't really do doors that opened out. Instead, what we did was sliding doors, and they slide from either side. Pardon the loud snap. And over here, I put my food processor. They actually open all the way, like from side to side. And all of that food was either on the long shelf or on the counter. And the metal shelf that you see in the cabinet was previously on the counter. So I think that is a vast improvement. Over here where the shelves now are, I'll point out that with the exception of the two end plate stacks and the plate on the bottom shelf and the end plate stack on the top shelf. The rest of those dishes, plus a few more that I've now gotten rid of, were previously stacked up on the narrow shelf. The plates that I added were on top of my refrigerator because I had nowhere else to store them. So what I have been doing for 2 years basically is using these 3 vessels. One is a plate and 3 are shallow ramekins as everyday dinner plates, even when I had company. And I could use some of my smaller plates. Now I'll be able to use regular dinner plates. I probably have too many, but I can get rid of some if I want to. Anyway, so that's the most recent improvement to Angel's Haven, and I hope that you like it. If you have any observations, feel free to leave a comment. And as always, thank you for spending a few minutes of my tiny life with me, and I will see you next time.